Yo. Yo, yo, yo. Yo, 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 yo. Sorry, I had to go hang out with my puppy. I'm here now. I need to share the stream link around. That's what I need to do. Yo, shout out to the 5 people in here who are in here without me even sharing the link yet. Jennifer, good morning. Linwood, Alexis, Real. No problem, Jennifer. I'll probably always be streaming on YouTube, to be honest. I just didn't do the yesterday end of day stream because that's because the government was going to shut down, and it did. So that's very crazy. Let me send the links out. Fuck, I keep forgetting to do that. I'm pretty bad about like self-promotion, honestly. Probably one of the worst at it. Dude, and I'll leave this up on the screen because this is just like fucking insane timing. This was literally yesterday afternoon. Can you tag Jim Cramer on Twitter? Oh my god, why would he allow that? What a moron. Lil bro. Even though he's like an uncle compared to us. Gotta hit him with that lil bro. It is 2025. I mean, that's pretty fucking sad. Bro didn't even... Did he delete his own tweet? Shutdown always brings out sellers initially. Let them sell. Don't take them out high. That's actually not true. I backtested like a bunch of different government shutdowns on the chart, and there's actually a lot of them that gap up and continue to gap up. We've actually had a lot of bullish markets from a government shutdown. So it's not historically true to say that it's just a seller or buyer thing. We've actually had all kinds of different reactions to it. And that's why I made that post in my channel the other day, because I wanted everybody to realize that there is actually a bunch of different types of shutdowns. And that kind of goes through it. It goes through all the different breakdowns of what happened to SPY as well in those years. And it's kind of cool because it just shows that there really is like a difference every time we've had a government shutdown. It's not like we have just bullish markets or just bearish markets. It's really not that clear cut. If anything, I would say we have more volatile markets. Every single year I specifically looked at too, there was a shit ton of movement. The longest government shutdown we had was 35 days. That was in 2018, I think, because of Trump. I actually said it was Biden, I think, yesterday. I was wrong about that. Biden actually didn't have a single government shutdown. I thought it was in the Biden era, but I was just off of my ears. But yeah, so I wanted to point that out there because when I saw that, I was a little confused and I was like, holy shit, like we actually could have a bullish market, or we could just have a volatile market where things actually move. So in terms of stock market movement, the government shutdown means nothing. Like, yes, it does mean something. I mean, in the terms of like it could lead to another move in a certain direction down the road from this news. I'm not saying that has no effect. I'm saying it doesn't mean anything. It's just more volatility. That's really all it is. So in terms of chart movement, it didn't look like things are, horrible. And that was really the first thing I wanted to look at because I was like, man, this is going to be asked a lot. Let me go look because I was thinking about that too. Like, man, I really hope during these times we actually get movement. And I remember the one I've been through on the stock market, there was a lot of movement. And then I think the one before that was like 2013 or something, or 2015. There's been a couple in the 2000s, but none of them like super crazy, except the one in 2018. But that's because of that was the whole Mexican border wall situation, which I think a lot of us are happy that got resolved. Good morning, Spicy Pepper. Good to see you. When you get going, please tell me the name of the gray area in your chart. A little brain fog. No, you're good. I didn't even post it till this morning. I kind of just went to the 5-minute. If anything, I just optimized this area from what we had drawn. It's the same area. I just highlighted it together now, but it's the all-time high on the 5-minute. I think I grabbed the actual high itself, and then I went down to like that day's open because it looks like it's the support before they fell through that day. Because that day is a little bit of ranging in the first part of the day, and then it dumped at the all-time high. So that's what that is, and that's honestly kind of what we just did. It's kind of the same move as the all-time high. Here, fuck it, I'll just go back and show it. I didn't even highlight all of it. But if you go to that day, this is that day's high. And I went and back tested. This is that day's open, the day we had an all-time high, which is almost the same thing as the end of the day before. And they kind of just did its thing and then pulled back. Nice little rejection here. Nice second lower high. Under that as well, a third lower high. And then you could see your single directional move that fell a couple bucks. And that brings us over to today, where we kind of just did the same exact thing. We kind of closed against it yesterday. This was a big reason I didn't call out any swings, too. It almost had nothing to do with the government shutdowns, because when we've been at this level, we have just pulled back, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's going to happen every time. So we'll see what happens. Also, a few people in my chat, I think it was Letterbug and Garden, also pointed this out, but yesterday was an outside bar on SPY, meaning the low and the high surpassed the previous day. There we go. Sorry, it took forever to draw. Which is pretty important, meaning you almost could just ignore everything on my screen, and you almost could just draw your low to your high. What the hell? Oh, I put it on one chart, not the other. Go from your low to your high and really focus on this. This is going to be important, because once this finally gets above some midpoint, or it gets above a certain area like this, it actually does have a couple reasons to go up or to go down if we break down. So there's a lot of contained momentum because of yesterday's price action. So we'll see if we can get outside of those areas, which it kind of contained that momentum, like its little cage. And honestly, I think if today did nothing, like did worse than yesterday, I don't think I'd be surprised. Another settle day before an actual single directional movement on the daily. And if you guys are getting in the stream, good morning. Good to see you. Drop a like on the stream. Share the stream link around. And feel free to share updates. Feel free to share whatever the hell you're looking at. Good morning, Matty Ice. Good morning, Data J. Good to see you guys. And yeah, those are the updates this morning. Not a bunch of crazy ones. I didn't have honestly, it's funny because I actually made a watch list like 40 minutes ago. And I was going to post it like all over the chat and stuff, but then I saw, I don't know, I was just like, I'm just going to not post this because it seems like a day that we might get some movement, but I don't want to like promise anybody anything. Let me change this chart, but I wanted to leave this up here for the first little bit while I was explaining everything, just so you could understand the bigger picture side of things. We are still bullish. That's pretty obvious. It's not like this did anything, but we're stopping under the all-time high again at the perfect time. So there could also be some consolidation here before a decision is made. I just want people to understand that we are kind of stuck between the all-time high and a 50% level. We're just $7 range, but a $7 range is not bad for anybody who's trying to scalp, anybody who's looking for those range trades, because that's what it looks like as of this moment. But we are still building higher lows above a bullish area, so overall trend is still holding. I don't want people to think like, oh my God, government shutdown and we had a little pullback. We're pulling back for 3 weeks straight. That might not happen. We could actually break all-time highs and keep going up. So I just want to throw that possibility into your head so you remember that, because it is definitely so easy to turn into a bear right now. And I don't think it's good to become a bear or just a bull right now. I think you should be looking at both opportunities and not looking to catch a $10, $20, $30 market move. That's just a little crazy. Holy shit, Apple. Well, Apple's going to go for all-time high today. Spicy Pepper said AMD is at previous day high and pre-market high. Wow, they already went up a little bit too. What's up with Apple though? What drugs are they selling now? I mean, you might even say this is part of the reason SPY is slightly green. Damn, I didn't even see username did that. Username, what the HE double hockey sticks? I didn't even see these posts yesterday. Username kind of a baller shot caller. 20-inch blades on the impaler. That's pretty clean. What do you think of the Baba chart? I can check it here in a second, but I'll be honest with you. Aren't you the guy who asked me a couple days ago? I'm happy catching a $1 move. I didn't draw the gap fib, by the way. That is something you could have drawn just to like have that extra double layered. I think it's like, yeah, I was gonna say, I think it's like right above this level. There it is. So we are above the 50% of that gap down from yesterday into today. So that is something also to be thinking about. I guess we could do like a little highlighted area like right here. What was it up to, like 64 or something? So we're a little extra bullish now that we're over this. Nice, good seeing a 5-minute candle close over that. Again, might have a little bit of credit here for Apple. If you look over on this left side, that's like the only thing in the top weights here that's really doing anything like that. Tesla's trying. Eli Lilly is definitely doing that, but it does not weigh as much as Apple. Visa, nice little pop. UNH, nice little pop. Coin, nice open. I don't know if I'd say that's a pop. Like Intel's got a nice pop at open. Dude, Eli Lilly, holy. But yeah, Apple's doing pretty damn good for some of the bigger weights. They literally went up to just under all-time high, I believe. Sorry, the wrong chart. Yeah, 260.10. They're right there. All-time high is right here. Very wild. No answer, Blake, but yeah, it was definitely you or someone else that asked me about Baba literally like 2 days ago. And I think I just told you I don't have much of a breakdown for this because I don't really watch the Chinese charts as much. Nice little gap up here off of a good area. They're an inside bar today after being an outside bar yesterday, which it's not really fair to say that. It's freaking 8:41. It's been 11 minutes. Let's get real. To be honest with you, that's had a pretty insane past couple weeks, so I don't know if I'd be trying to chase that. If you're just trying to randomly short it, I would probably wait for this area here to break and then try to catch a lower high, not just catching the break. That's my opinion, though. Feel free to share yours or anything else you might have on the chart that I wasn't looking at. If you guys ever have a chart request, too, feel free to bring your own meat to the table. Do you have anything to say about the chart? Let me know, though, Blake. Y'all can't hear the music, right? You're not supposed to hear it. Okay, yeah, y'all can't. I was like, I am not getting copyright striked. We just palm as an whenever is a bit of a common salmonella. The raw texture. That's a chop vector. But I want to hear it. I wish I could play the different music I listen to on here. We need to do that, man. Like 1 month, just go to Twitch. Just have the most vibiest streams of our lives. I'll be honest, I really don't like Twitch as much either. Twitch has... Well, I guess you could argue the same thing about YouTube. I was going to say Twitch has like basic ads where like even if you are subbed to that account and then you go to another channel, like you get more ads. But YouTube has that though. If you don't have YouTube Premium, you are randomly going to get ads even if I don't have them on. I've had people complain about that and then I'm like, "Do you have YouTube Premium?" They're like, "No." And I'm like, "Well, there's your fucking problem. It's not me, dumbass." I've never clicked the ad button. I've never turned it on. So you'll never have a problem on ads from me, but it will be on YouTube side. But I was about to say they don't have that, but then I remembered they do. Yeah, if you don't have YouTube Premium and I have ads off, you might still get an ad, which is crazy. But it's just because you don't have YouTube Premium. It has nothing to do with your standing with the channel, which is weird. I think you should be able to like bypass it. Like, let's say you don't have YouTube Premium, but you pay the like $4.99 or whatever for my YouTube thing. You should never see an ad in your life. Like that should be how it's set. And that's like 3 times cheaper than YouTube Premium. Now I don't know. The YouTube Premium is kind of legit though. I'm not trying to promote YouTube, but it is pretty legit. What's up, Carter? You don't get ads on my YouTube feed? Do you have YouTube Premium? I'm in leaps for 2027, but yeah, I feel 188 is a decent level to short in the near future. Long term looks like a decent uptrend. Oh, if you're doing like leaps, I wasn't even on the right time frame, bud. That's why you got to give me context when you're looking at these or you're asking about these things, because I have no fucking idea. Like I shouldn't even be looking at the daily when you mention that. This is what I should be looking at. But yeah, actually, I still sit with my opinion. Short term needs some retest, but long term could definitely be looking good. But again, like I said, I'm not the most educated in the Chinese stocks. They're very volatile. They're, not something you can predict heavily. Though I know a lot of people bet on it in the past because of just the risk reward. How much worse could China get kind of thing. China's going to recover at some point. I agree with that, but I don't know about the rest. But yeah, so good luck on your trade, man. I just wanted to make sure I was clear on that because I don't like to like sit up here and act like, oh, dude, you didn't follow exactly everything I said. That's why you failed. Like I don't know. I'm not a pro at the Baba chart. Looks like you got a good game plan though. I also have no idea when you bought, so I'm sure you're either up nice already and you're just kind of like maintaining the play, which is totally cool. But if anything, if you had something in mind, I would stick to it. I don't know what all you planned, but I tell everybody this in my chat. Guys, we're breaking this support, by the way. If that breaks and continues to break, that could be a good pullback spot towards today's open. Keep that in mind. Remember, this is the gap halfway point. More flushing could happen. Yeah, I was wondering if this is going to come back down because it's like, no way. If SPY pulls back down, this has got to pull back down. This is the only thing that was green in the top weights. It's a fish in a sea of sharks right now. IW, there's Nick with my IWM updates. Good morning, Nick. Good to see you, man. I'm trying to keep this like curl up from the end of day yesterday on the screen here too, because I did notice a lot of charts kind of had that. So if we pull back and we are under today's open as well, we're probably going to pull back to a lot of those curl up spots from the end of the day yesterday. And it's on every chart. It's on almost every big chart right now. So you can see they're under it. Actually, they're rejecting it. Jesus. AMD, still way above it. So you can see a lot of these pullback charts actually have that curl up. Amazon doesn't count. Holy shit, Meta. Wait, I want to check Google. Oh, okay, never mind. We're good. This actually hasn't gotten any better than where we sold it at. Oh, how's Starbucks? I didn't jump in Starbucks yesterday because we knew government was shutting down. Yeah, we'll have to watch that one. We did call out that yesterday would be a reset day, but we did not enter. And I'm kind of glad we didn't. We had our reasons. Still in a really good spot, though, so I'll probably keep Starbucks on watch. And that's from this watch list. Avgo is still holding the gap up halfway point. That is pretty freaking notable. Last time we called that out, AMD gave us 314%. Very impactful piece of information there. Oh yeah, how'd this one do? I said it was going to try to trick us, that's why we didn't enter in it. Actually, yeah, that would have fucked us. Healthcare is the only green sector right now. Out of the top weights. What fucking watch list did I have open? Oh, I can delete that one. Because we'll run a new scan so I can see that later today. And to be honest, I think for anybody who's sitting here waiting for me to post another swing, we'll probably have to wait until SPY looks a little bit more reasonable. Because that's honestly what I dedicate a lot of my analysis towards. Is SPY in a spot where my play can work on this chart? Because a lot of the time I'm choosing a chart that is going to have some effect from SPY. So, oh yeah, that's how I wanted to zoom in on that. SPX is also under a trigger area that I have for more bears to step in, so keep in mind volatility is to the downside. We'll see if this picks up under today's open on SPY. We are well under today's open on SPX. Got in around 88, but I'm still out of the money because I'm a degenerate gambler. Well, try not to do that for your BABA trade, dude. You're in a good position on that. How far out of the money did you click? I mean, you don't have to share that, but I'm pretty curious now. SPX trying their best to hold on to the last leg of life for them. 66.60 is a big bearish trigger. The fact they closed under that and they're trying to retake it right now is a very big fight. Also, it makes sense. If you look to your left, SPY, fighting to hold their open. So we might be seeing a last-ditch effort by buyers here. If this fails, we will be seeing another leg down on both the SPY and the SPX. Damn, I sounded a little kind of professional there for a second. If we see SPY back above the top of that highlighted area, that's kind of residing on top of 664.36, we'll probably see a little bit of some bullish retake there, but that could also be a secondary chance for sellers to lower that high of day. So we'll see. But it's just really rough to sit here and be like, guys, short every lower high you see when I'm literally staring at the top of the SPY chart. That top highlighted zone is all-time high. So it's hard to sit here and be like, guys, start shorting every little red candle against a lower high. It's like, dude, we're not even $5 away from all-time high. We're less than that. So any pullback, any retake of a pullback could be seen as almost liquidation for more buyers, considering we are literally at all-time highs. So do not forget that. Got in around 83, but I'm 220. Jesus, that is pretty far. Fair enough, though. I guess you still have a lot of time. But yeah, so I guess what you need to be on the lookout for, Blake, are definitely those pullbacks, and then I guess just waiting for them to get bought back up. And then your hope is not even that if they hold. Your hope, honestly, is that it has the energy to keep climbing new highs from those pullbacks that hold. So we'll see if that happens or not. I'm glad you're in Baba, not JD, though. I swear. I wouldn't even be able to tell you, like, oh, it has a chance. Like, no. I think if you were in JD, following the Chinese market or not, I just do not like the JD options chain. I see some people hype it up, and I'm like, man, there's no way they're trading that shit. There's no way they've actually clicked on that options chain and said, yep, this is good. IWM trying to stay above the previous day 50%. Very big call out by Nick there. Small caps trying to hold on to the 50% of previous day. And he said rejected yesterday's open before that. I guess I didn't read that. Remember, guys, I will be a little bit busy tomorrow. I just wanted to remind everybody. I don't want you guys to think I died. I honestly can't wait to try and have more time so I could do another like end of day stream. That shit was fun. And we are seeing a potential lower high. Talked about the potential of this on the SPY chart. Under the pretty big level of 664.36, but also the highlighted area, which is, again, just kind of highlighting the distance between that level and the halfway point of the gap down. So it's pretty important. And you guys can see I didn't draw anything that special. I drew the low of this move. I drew the gap up here. I'm not trying to draw that. Drew the gap up here. Drew the halfway point of that gap. And then I drew that 5-minute all-time high. There's really nothing that special drawn here. I just drew the most boring levels. Oh, and then I drew the backwards fib in case we just pumped today. I drew 670 because, you know, why not? But yeah, so, I mean, not really a whole lot of special levels here. Didn't even draw the 50% of previous day. Highlighted the gap down. You know, it's like just trying to focus on the key areas here. We can see a big decision can be made between here and now just because we've gapped down, we've held this, gone up, failed, held it again, reject, or at least testing this, even if we're not going to reject this over time, which we might. We're doing it right now. Even just ranging in this area could even give us more information and context that, okay, we do just need to wait for better higher lows to start holding or lower highs to start holding for kind of an inside piece of information. And then once we get outside of this area, we'll have a piece of outside information. And that can, like, double up, and then you could be like, all right, we're bearish. Oh, all right, we're bullish. And if you see any, like, big trades that are definitely just failing over and over again on today, like, kind of like yesterday, I saw the range kept holding. It's not really a bunch of failed trades, but if we had kept breaking that range and then pulling back into it, that would be very volatile, which it already was, but it's just a good sign to just not fucking trade. Don't touch anything. A lot of fake outs. But right now we are seeing an insider piece of information saying we're rejecting, but it's not that crazy yet. SPX is giving us the same exact answer as well, by the way. You might be seeing your pullbacks on both of these pretty early from here, honestly. So we'll have to see. But this is still inside. This is still above the today's open, so there is some big pivot point for SPY to hold on, as well as for the SPX chart as they battle the 6660s. That was a mouthful. But yeah, I hope you guys are enjoying the updates. If you have anything to share on your own or any other chart you're also looking at, feel free to share. That's just what I see with the context right now. Nick's doing a good job with IWM. Come on, give the stream some movement. Some of these guys are falling asleep in the stream. I can see it through the screen. I might put this back on the 1 just because that was kind of interesting to watch. If SPY pops that highlighted area, you could start looking at 665 or 666's same day strikes. If you see a rejection of this, pretty clear stop loss, you could probably go for the 664 or 663 same day strikes. Coffee mo beta. That's funny. Yep, still seeing the buyers hold here for SPX. We can see on SPY they are doing everything except get over this halfway point of the gap down. They did really good getting up to it though. See if we can get some continuation here. Follow the SPX volatility a little bit. By the way, check out Swing Trading TA if you're in the lifetime part of the group. I didn't even see that stuff yesterday, but as you can see, username continuously proving he's the GOAT. And if you have lifetime, I am not even trying to be that guy right now because it just feels so weird. But you actually could have made like all of your if anybody in here has ever paid for lifetime, you genuinely could have made way more than that over just the past like 3-4 posts of his. It's actually pretty incredible. And I think the coolest thing about his posts are not the money that's being made. I mean, that is the cool thing, but it's the detail that he breaks down. It's like He's not just saying buy this, sell that. Like he genuinely goes through why it could become more bullish and where it could, break down and ruin all that idea. Yeah, I really, really like his post because it kind of goes over everything. It's not just the fancy, oh guys, buy this with me, you'll get rich. Like we don't talk like that here. So very, very cool. And yeah, very cool update by Kevo. He said outside bar on SPY. We have one here on the 5-minute. Very, very big mention there. I can't believe Jim Cramer actually said that, dude. I know he said some very stupid, horribly timed things before, but dude, this is like another level. Don't worry about a government shutdown. I mean, not even 12 hours later, it was shut down after he said that. If that man isn't lying, then he is secretly trying to scream the truth at us without getting in trouble. Like, I can't tell anymore. It's like, it's all gray to me now. It's not black and white anymore. I can't tell. Is he trying to help us, or is he genuinely just that much of an ass? I can't even tell anymore. Good rejection of that halfway point overnight so far. Nothing crazy in terms of pullback away from it, but you can see we're still holding this little higher low trend on the way up. And honestly, SPX isn't ruined yet, so I would still be looking for this to go up a little bit more first. Until something else says, hey, we're rejecting. We don't really have anything else yet. I mean, I'm talking like lower highs under 664.36, something like that. And SPX needs to break today's open again if we're going to see shorts get any kind of great movement. So if anything else happens, long should be taking over and possibly even seeing today's highs on both the SPY and SPX chart. So we're kind of in a big deciding area right now, and we're really focused on how SPY is reacting to this area. How's everybody in the stream so far? Be sure to drop a like on the stream if you haven't already. Share the stream link around. Right now we're watching for SPY to possibly pop the 50% of the gap down, which is the top of that highlighted area there. We'll see though. Failed under it already once, rejected it once, rejected it a second time. But higher lows are still intact from that bounce of 663, so we have to keep that in mind. The trend is still up. It's also really easy to forget when you're zoomed in so much that we are not even $5 away from all-time high. Sorry, dropping updates everywhere. Username is locked the fuck in. Ew, Travis Scott. Fuck no. I'm sorry, dude. New Travis Scott music is just trash. I used to be the biggest Travis Scott fan. Possibly break it. We are breaking the halfway point of the gap down right now, guys, which is honestly the only thing holding SPY back from unleashing more green candles. And honestly, trend on SPX not looking horrible. Kind of got an outside bar into a 3-bar play just about. See if this can hold and continue to move up. A rejection of the top of this highlighted area is not a great sign, to be honest with you, for buyers. Of course, they closed right at it. Higher lows are still intact, though, so that's your priority. It should pop that based on the higher lows, but if you see a rejection of that, you shouldn't be fucking like, oh my god, how'd that happen? This is a very high volatility area. This is where it's going to make its decision for the day. We've already seen good moves go up above it. We've seen a good move fall from it. Now we're just kind of stuck between two key points. We are popping over that level, by the way. I was typing something. By the way, round of applause to Garden Trader, and shout out to the people who dropped fire emojis on that. She honestly posted some pretty clean charts on SPY. Oh, I see why you did both now. That's kind of going over that, and then this is going over the entire range. Damn, so 660 could be a problem in the future if we pull back. That seems to be a pretty important area. If we pull back. Right now we're still holding going up. IWM making a second inside bar of the first 15 minutes. Or on the 15 minute, I mean. Oh, of the... I see what you're saying now. Good update, Nick. That could be squeezing just because SPY is kind of going in one direction, but don't take that as me saying the pacing is amazing. We'll see though. Healthcare earlier, guys, was the only green sector. Tech and discretionary have joined them, but only by a little. Some of these have cooled off too. XLC actually cooled off a little bit. They were looking very bad. So this looks like an overall sector recovery. Honestly, spamming through your sectors might actually be super beneficial today. Yeah, look at tech pumping. Discretionary is just consolidating, but it's literally just pumped to that point. Energy getting a little bit of a bounce there. Banks getting a bounce. Staples, we'll see if that joins, but they don't have to. We know how that works. Might be even a safe haven right now for... Or the opposite of a safe haven right now. And then comms getting a little bit of a bounce. So we're overall seeing a bounce in a lot of these tickers right now. So that should reflect on the SPY chart, considering those are weights of SPY. Good looks, guys. I'm glad that we kind of kept that tone of remaining a little bit more bullish than bearish, even though we were under a pretty important level. Whenever I'm in that situation, honestly, it's a little bit hard because it's like, I don't want to scare anybody and be like, oh my god, guys, this could reject and go down $10. Like, you're never going to hear me say that. But I will always point out the important area of the chart. Right now it's this. Right now we're getting pops from this. We'll see if this continues, though. Again, where are we popping to from that? We have high of day right here. It's not like we have a mile above our head. So keep in mind, this could be a rejection spot after we continue to pump from this. But also keep in mind the higher lows we've maintained the whole freaking morning. So they have actually built up a chance of breaking this and pushing higher. So keep that in mind, guys. Sorry for all the drawings. I only had one SPY con, so sold for 21 here. Dude, good shit. Round of applause. I actually respect the fact that you only had one. I really like when I see some of the guys in chat and they just have a lighter trade on their hands, and it's because they didn't like the risks around the market. Maybe not the chart itself, but around the market. I respect the F out of that, dude. Let's see if we can get a new high of day, guys. Or will it stop? I guess I'll mark this for now so we can have it. But this isn't that strong of a level. It's just like a barrier. This is what you're more focused on. And yeah, this is the 1 minute chart on my left right now. We got SPX and the 5 minute on the right. I honestly just wanted to watch these together because it might have helped us with direction a little bit, just because whenever you see this chart, you really should just be thinking about volatility. And I pointed that out earlier too, because whenever we saw SPY holding today's open, that was actually when SPX broke it. So you had a really big shift in volatility right here. Because it went from, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, to, oh, wait, hold up, we're holding. So you had a lot of people get tricked right there in the first 30 minutes of the day. And that might be causing liquidity to allow this to go up more. And we did get a new high of day so far, guys. Good job to anybody who's been paying attention to some of the updates in here. High of day hit. New high of day made. A little bit of a slowdown here on the 1 minute. SPX also seeing a little bit of a wick down, but we'll see if that breaks this higher low trend or not. Honestly, they could go all the way down to the gap halfway point with that. The top of that highlighted area there. Actually, let me extend that over a little bit. I just realized it's not even everywhere. There we go. New high of day on IWM as well, dude. Good call out, Nick. Thank you for that updates too, dude. I really am serious about that because I really do like draw the IWM chart in my head with your updates. Because if you just use from open, from this, from that, like you're giving directional context. It's like, oh, this is where it is. Like if we were playing GeoGuessr, you know, and you see a sign that says Houston, Texas, like why would you not go click Houston, Texas or somewhere around, you know? It's like you're not using context. So I do appreciate you giving that because you're literally giving us directional context. Even if we don't have the chart up, someone should somewhat be able to picture that. So I do appreciate that. Healthcare slowed down a little bit. Comms not bouncing as heavy as they should have been, or as we probably would have hoped. I do see some of the sectors on the XLs right there on the bottom left just kind of settling. And make sure you guys are going into the chat and the Discord. And if you see someone getting a play done or posting a result, like go and congratulate them. Go and pat them on the back. I need to see more positive reinforcement in there. I don't want to see like fake glazing. Like, dude, your play's gonna go up 1,000%. Like, no. Don't do wishful thinking. But if you see someone working their ass off in chat, go give them a pat on the back, man. There's a few people in there who are doing it. Another chance at a new high of day here on SPY and SPX. See if they use that chance to actually do it or not. Higher lows are still intact. Have not seen that broken yet. SPY and SPX possibly looking for that higher up area, maybe even the gap fill from last night, which is just a hair above 666. On SPX, it's a little higher. It's 66.87. All right, well, I think I'm going to change out my SPX chart. We did pretty good having that help us out a little bit here. Does anybody have any chart in particular they want to have up on the right? I know I got Nick watching IWM. Do we have any individual tickers, though, to put here? Which, actually, this is looking pretty good still. We'll see if that hammer comes into play or not. SPY's still around Hive Day, though. I think I'll put this chart on... tempted to just leave it on Apple or Tesla or something. Jesus, Tesla, good shit. Coin, good job, too. I had that on my watch. Poor Meta. Not really poor Meta. This thing has definitely had the biggest pullback from any of the bigger weights I've seen, though. And we shorted, like, 1 day of this. So I can't imagine all this. I mean, this is, like, $40 down from that. Yeah, Meta's definitely taken a big hit. Amazon had a couple days like that too, but they just haven't like fallen back on their chart as heavy as like the Meta chart did. Like positioning wise, there's still like connections here. There's still good higher lows here somewhere, you know. So this one still has something to try and build off of. And then Apple's just right under, smacking its all-time high. Microsoft's still kind of curling up towards their all-time high, but I wouldn't say it's like super close. It is at like 555. And it's just something good to note, like, where are your bigger weights? I mean, AMD's not your bigger weight, but NVIDIA is. Where are your bigger weights, and where is their all-time high? Are they close to it? Are they far from it? Because a lot of people, I think right now, feel like we're just, like no chart is near all-time highs. Like, you could really feel that in the market, which might be what literally fuels this to keep going up. And you could see that reflected on the NVIDIA chart. You could see it reflected on Tesla, Apple. A few months prior, you could have said that about Microsoft, Amazon, Meta. So it is funny how you keep seeing this fear rise everywhere, but it's like, dude, we just keep making highs. Why are you flipping bears so quickly? My mom just texted me to buy Core Weave. I'll be honest, what's his name? Rob in the chat. He's been pretty early on this. I would not have had this on any kind of watch or had it charted at all if it wasn't for Rob. I'm sure Sanddollar mentioned it too, but Rob was on top of this ticker pretty early on. Around the $100 mark, I'd say, is when Rob brought this to our attention. So we got to see it a little bit before it got even more hype. But yeah, CoreWeave's doing pretty crazy. Very indecisive candle on their daily, but I mean, come on, they did just gap up like crazy. That's funny your mom texted you to do that. She didn't even ask what price. She's like, just do it. This is the future, son. I went into the future and I saw CoreWeave took over everything. Did your mom even say why, or she just said buy it? That's pretty funny. She's mad at you for not having her buy Google and Bitcoin back in the day. She literally said, buy Yahoo Finance, says it's the future, and I started giggling. Oh. Yeah, on it, you should tell her, though, if she's reading something on Yahoo Finance, she's probably a little late to whatever she's reading. Yahoo Finance is historically like a really late shill. Hey, guys, have you guys ever heard of this startup company? They sell phones. You could touch them with your finger. They're called Apple products. You guys ever heard of that company? Like, that's Yahoo Finance. It's like, bro, Apple's been around forever. What are you talking about? Yeah, I told her the morning coffee show is a little behind. Oh, yeah, a lot of those shows and stuff, like, if you're not watching it yourself, you are behind. It's just how it is. And you guys could go see it for yourself. Go literally look up any article about anything, and you'll see it's horribly timed. They're posting things like months after things have happened, weeks after they've happened. You got to remember too, a lot of these like talk shows and a lot of these like big like media pages and stuff, like a lot of their job is to report things that are trending, report things that are most likely going to get clicked on, which a lot of the time is not going to be something that happens beforehand. Like, you're not going to get a call out from Yahoo Finance saying, guys, we think that Apple is going to be the biggest company at blah, 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 you know, that kind of thing. We think NVIDIA is going to go to all-time highs. Like, you're not going to see them say that until it's already happened. They're going to bring it back out afterwards, be like, guys, NVIDIA hit all-time highs, and this is why you should be invested. And it's just like basic. It is good information. Don't get me wrong. It is good information. But a lot of the time it's just late. It's not actionable information. It's just good information. I don't hate on all those pages because that is literally their job. Report trending topics, stuff like that. Get clicks. That's their entire goal. You got to remember, that's the goal of any person who owns a Discord too. Like, that's why I like to, like, I'm very clear with you guys on that stuff, because it's like everyone only cares about clicks and attention. It has nothing to do with what is the sustenance, what can I eat off of, you know, what can I actually like get from that, you know? Where's the actionable information? That's why I do that too. Like, even if I'm not personally like, guys, I'm buying calls right here, like, you will still see me sit here and go, oh, guys, uptrend is still holding. If it gets over this, we could go towards high of day. If we reject this and we break this uptrend right here, kind of setting conditions for myself, then we could go to 663 again. You know, like, you got to set conditions for yourself. You can never sit here and be like, guys, this is definitely going to all-time highs again. Or, guys, this is going to fall. We're going to have a down 6% day to day. Like, what? Someone says that shit to you. That's a huge red flag. Right now, though, guys, retake is holding. The higher low is holding. The higher low trend is still intact. There's no reason to believe that we shouldn't go at least fill the gap and maybe even test the all-time high zone up here. Speaking of which. So we'll see if that happens or not, but a really good show of hands by the buyers here. And I think we were right about that earlier. I think we were right to believe that this was a lot of just liquidity grabbing. Because, yes, it was a lot of red to green, but we never once broke this higher low trend. We never once broke our today's open. I mean, we did, but not like, you know what I mean, actually closing under it. New high of day on SPY again. There's no reason to believe why this can't go to the gap fill. 666.11. That's why she never believed in me when I was yapping about stocks. Then she catches on and was like, oh, why didn't you tell me? Yeah, it is like that. It be like that for real. That's cool, though, that she at least, like, talks about that stuff with you here and there. Even if it is like that. I mean, honestly, she should be getting on to herself. She grew up in the era where you could have bought pretty much anything and you'd be rich right now. Like any major company, that is. Not anything. 11 cents away, guys. Less than 11 cents away. I want to see the message gap filled if we hit 666.11. Good shit, Ryaku. I saw your post just now. Retake of overnight gap, half point with an IB breakup. Oh, this is a trade you took, Garden. Hold up. I thought this was like a chart post. I was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay, so it got above the gap halfway point. And then it went up and hit high. Wow, okay, wow. She literally did the condition we were talking about. Good shit, Garden. Round of applause for Garden Trader in here, guys. She took a trade from the gap halfway point to the earlier high of day. I keep saying high of day. It's over here now, but the earlier high of day. Really, really good job. This was like one of the few trades on this chart that I was like, oh, this is feasible. I kind of like from here to here as well, but it just happened so quick that it was like, I don't know if you would have actually taken that. But this was very nice, Garden. I know I'm on a different time frame, but really, really good job. That was literally one of the only few conditions I set today that I was like, yeah, if we can get above this, maybe we go hit high of day. You know, that's a good condition to set. If we don't reject this, break the higher lows, go down to here. Really, really good job. Put a little goat emoji on that. Garden was locked in, too. She was in post charts early in the morning. Locked and ready to go. Yeah, if I say that to her, she may backhand me and say she spent it all on me. Oh, fair enough. Raising someone to just the age of 18 is pretty expensive. In today's economy, too. And then even more after that. Which it's funny because a lot of people's parents nowadays are still having to, like, be somewhat supportive. Like, I still support my mom. She still supports me here and there. Like, it's like, we're in a pretty harsh economy right now. I always try to tell people, too, don't try not to feel bad about it. We're just in a bad economy. Things are a bit rough for you right now, for everybody. And remember that, too. Because, you know, I think it's real easy to look at some people's situation and be like, oh, you're doing this, you're doing that. It's like, dude, it's just hard right now for everybody. For all ages. There isn't a single generation that's loving this right now. Not to sound like a complainer, but it's just the truth. So I think it's good to think about that kind of thing so you could at least keep in mind, you know, everybody's kind of in a rough situation these days. Are we seeing the first higher low break? Nope. Not yet. Keeping Apple on watch too, guys, because if we get another bounce here on SPY, one has to assume Apple's in a really good spot. This is another inside bar in the 5-minute. Get a breakdown of this, could be looking at a breakdown of Apple. So you got two trades almost in front of you here on the screen. But all those big words ain't gonna get you paid. Google is set to cut employees in its cloud division. That's what just came out. I did not mean to do that. I think what sucks the most about the government shutdown is the fact that this is going to definitely affect the Fed. Which is what everyone was relying on not even 2 weeks ago for short-term direction in the market. So now you could say our future is a little bit more volatile. I posted some updates in the levels channel. I would definitely go peep those real quick if you just want a quick update on the market so far, news-wise. Still holding on to the higher lows at 665.40s, which was the old high of day. If this can continue to hold, then this can get a really good move, not just into that gap fill, which pretty much happened, but maybe even into the all-time high supply up there that's highlighted, 666.71 to 667.34. So potential a little bit over a $2 move from here if we can hold this and continue this higher low trend we've been seeing since the hold of 663. No higher low trend has broken since then. Over $2.50. $3 actually. Employees falling from the clouds. That's probably what Google would want to do. Honestly, that needs to be a meme. Game of Thrones, that sky castle. We need to get that hole, and that needs to be like Google CEOs throwing old employees out of the hole, where it lands on like the top of like a mountain range or something. That's genuinely how it probably feels there. Gold hit record high. I saw that. Yeah, gold's honestly been killing it with all this volatility in the markets. Which honestly, gold has been on fire, but it's definitely been picking up even more and more and more. Good mention though. I think it's good to know that too, because you could see SPY is like not killing it. They are down from the previous day close, but you can see they're not down, right? But gold still went up. So it's like, where did all the money just rotate out to? Crypto too, if you think about that, Bitcoin literally just went up a bunch. Gold's been going up. The market's been going up. What market is anybody even rotating into right now? Or out of? It doesn't really seem like they are. I think people forget that too. It's not that Bitcoin's a hedge of SPY or gold is a hedge against Bitcoin or SPY. It's like they're all different markets. And if they're all going up, something has to change eventually, because they shouldn't all be going up together. That's why you hear the term whale get thrown around so much. Yes, they do exist, but I think the concept is a little skewed. Potential breakdown of the higher lows that we've been seeing hold up since 663. I only say that just because they are breaking and testing the same level twice now. Ooh, nice little green candle popping up on Apple finally. I've been waiting to see what happens after this inside bar, because we just had another one sit inside of that candle. They're kind of stuck inside of this candle right now. And another retake of 665.40. Higher low still intact. It would came close though. If they would have broke these wicks here and then came down and broke this, that could have been the first higher low broken. They're holding on ever so slightly. Currently up 250% on long crypto holds. Not as high as it has been, but not bad. Yeah, dude, crypto's killing it. And honestly, insane job on your gains. Are you just in Bitcoin or just different crypto holdings? Either way, dude, good shit, Linwood. I've always said you'll never see crypto replace current currencies, but you will probably see cryptocurrency become a current, like another currency alongside those others I don't think it's going to be anything that replaces, but I do think you'll see crypto around for a very long time. Just because the impact of it nowadays is just, it actually is used a lot. I'm not like the biggest crypto believer, but even I say that kind of thing. Anything less than that, you're just being a hater. I do not like when people say that, though. It's going to replace the dollar. Like, you are on drugs, my friend. For that to happen, that would take probably over 100 years. It would take over 100 years to even cycle that out. Maybe even more. $215%. That is a whole ass number. Oh, nice. I gotta pull these up on stream. You guys are just doing too freaking good. We'll highlight the incredibly clean trade by Garden. Again, just kind of highlighting the over the halfway point of the gap into the, at that time, the current high day. And now we got Carter in here. After retaking the overnight gap, I entered a 6 to 88, 1 DTE. Nice. Stop loss was current day open. After building higher lows and retaking the halfway point, I added another. I said, fuck it. Sold one at the gap fill. Runner at break even or looking for previous day high. Let's see this. Okay, so that's the PDCP. I see. Okay, so you got it a little bit ahead of the overnight 50%, but you said, fuck it. I'll risk it early. And if I get over it, I'll get some more. Oh, that's what you did here. I'm catching on now. Okay. Damn. That's a pretty big stop loss, actually. You know, I can't even down you because you had the balls to be like, you know what? If I'm going to take this trade, it needs to be worth it. That's kind of what this did for it. Honestly, great trade. A little risky, I'm not going to lie. But I really like that you had the balls to at least follow through with it if you are going to take that risky of a trade. I only say risky because it did pull back and you didn't have like a closer stop. Like I probably would have kept this as the stop. But you said fuck it and you picked up another one to fix the average up a little bit. Because if you didn't average again, this would not have made money most likely. But you did good. You managed it. You didn't get scared when it didn't break the CDO, which is honestly probably the last ditch effort for buyers to hold on to. So it's good that they did that. And then just continuous higher lows like you said. Bit risky, but I like how you maintained it. I didn't see you in chat freaking out either, so I'm assuming you did really good on this. Dude, good shit though. Honestly, I like how you maintenance did a little bit on that. Rough start, but you smoothed it out a little bit. You still suck at this? No, you don't. I think you're just a little bit early. Like, in my opinion, like, I'm not looking for the first, like, on this leg up, I'm not looking for the first thing to hold this. To be honest with you. I mean, I'm on the 1 minute, to be fair. If I was in the 5 minute, it'd probably be even slower. I think the thing is when I say that, I'm meaning, like, you probably should have just cut that trade with a way better stop loss and then looked at another opportunity over this. Considering you have probably better context than most of us here because you actually traded it over here. But that's just how I see it. I see it as splitting it up into two, not trying to fix the one, you know? But you did good. You did good overall. We got a 5 minute OB. I got in again after we retested 50% of that candle. Yeah, you definitely don't suck. If you would have like entered this and then just like cut it down here, even though it didn't even break that, even though you literally set that as that, and then you tried to enter it, I would have been like, you suck. But I can't say that because you didn't do any of that. Held the 50% of that candle? Okay, that's pretty big. Yeah, because you probably had good context in that because you probably knew, like, okay, well, this is the last time it was bullish. I think just setting, like, a trade, like if you're buying here, your stop loss cannot be this, in my opinion. I don't know how much that moved for you. I'd have to go look myself, but that's just how I see it, splitting it up into two. But I can't get onto you, man. You did good. At least when you did average it back down, you got in above the right spot. Kind of where Guardian got her trade into the highs. And I'm sure as you got close to the gap fill here, it probably was like a pretty favorable position to be in. Because at this point in time, people were probably thinking like, oh my God, it's just going to keep going. And it's because of that mindset this stopped. It's the exact reason. It's like a sport. You need to learn all the skills, then integrate. He's got it all down. He's just, I don't know, it's just small micromanaging things. Like, it's not like a really big deal. Like, I'd say these are good things to be working on compared to, like, where do I buy? You know, you're not on that step anymore. You know where the right areas are. You know where the impactful areas are just as much as I do, just as much as anyone else in here. That's why I like the system, too. Like, it's really easy to just have everyone on the same level. Like, that's why I always down people when they're like, dude, Beeler, you're so smart. The system's so good. Like, dude, it's literally just basic levels. Like, it's just our way of thinking is super simple. It's just conditional stuff. We know that there are certain sweet pockets for trades. Oh, there's room above the halfway point of the gap down into the current high of day. Like, that's why I said, like, that was a decent trade. Because this is probably the most viable trade I see here. You know, taking longs from open into this is technically correct. But we can't ignore the fact we just broke this down and we're going towards today's open. So any trades that were long from here, yes, were well positioned, but weren't as viable as someone waiting for the higher low to break right here. I mean, for the gap halfway point, sorry, to break right here. So that's how I see it. It's just like the order in which control was made. Like, this was really good, but it started with the gap down. Held a good area, great. Went up, did its thing. You know, I see this as like its first leg up, and then we need to see something from this. It's funny how much movement we got into, and it's not even 10:30 yet. This is a good chart, too, to honestly break down some stuff, because this is all methodical. It's all halfway points and opens and stuff like that, and that's all we have marked for the most part. For me, it's like I need to work on dribbling. I focus hard on it. I'm not paying attention to something else and make a mistake. Oh, I see, like tunnel visioning almost. It's trying to not be early, but be reactive to what I see and understand. Yeah, that's true too. Like, sometimes it's also hard to kind of stop ourselves when we can kind of see the forward path in front of us. Like, that's why I'm very proud when I see you guys talk like that. When you're like, oh, if it does this, it should do this. If it does that, it should do this. You know, kind of understanding what it should do next. So when it doesn't do that, what it should do next scenario, it's like, what the fuck? I feel that too, because it's like you're being preemptive on things because you understand that it is going to do this or that, you know. And there's probabilities of things too. Like, I'd say once we got above this, and probability increased tenfold that we were going to at least go to current day high, right? Saying that we're going to go fill the gap from this is a little bit of wishful thinking because you're ignoring a barrier, in that kind of mindset. I'm not saying you did that. I'm just finding examples of obvious viable trades you could take. We know that if we see holds of the open, you know, we can go to whatever the previous day's halfway point was, or if there's a gap halfway point, which there is one right here, you know, that could be a viable trade. It's just a little bit riskier because we have context that we've already kind of done that once, you know. It doing it a second time wouldn't be as special. If it's going to do it that second time, it needs to be breaking it that second time. Appreciate y'all, man, working to make it happen. And no, y'all are doing great. Like, seriously, if you did something that was like, I don't even know what you're doing, like, I would let you know, dude. I haven't seen anything like that in a while, to be honest, though. Most of the people in chat are on the same page in terms of like what they should be trying to go for. It's just about, do you have the confidence to follow that up and actually take part in it, or or do you need more reps? That's kind of where everyone's at right now. But I mean, you have complete understanding of what levels are important, where they should be going from what level, and you could see like I cleaned up my chart. It was just honestly to make it a little bit more simple for myself. Like a lot of the time, you guys need to do that too. Like if you feel like you got too many levels on your screen, or you feel clustered, or you don't really understand where things can go from where anymore, that's when you need to clear your chart and refocus on just some super basic stuff. All I did was go out the past few days, marked a couple gaps that happened, marked the all-time high, bam, done, and then marked the backwards gap fib in case we did break out today. But that's like way F up here. And then I drew 670 just for the psychological number. But sometimes, like, too, like, it's just nice to know that you can always fall back on just resetting everything. Keeping it simple. Draw your halfway points, draw your gaps, draw your basic stuff. Draw your emerging candles if you just want to leave that set, too. I mean, it's really whatever you guys want. Because a lot of the time, it still comes down to the same levels. The open, the halfway point of the gap down, and then the previous day halfway point. Those are probably the three most important levels of today's chart. Good shit, though. Good shit. I really do mean that, too, because when I see y'all's trade reviews, you could see you guys are, like in Gardens. You could see she's looking at the macro. She got the 15-minute up. Then she goes down to her 1 minute, and she sees, oh, okay, well, above this, I'm going to aim for that. It's just super simple idea. It doesn't need to be any deeper than that. But she had to warm up to it. She understood, oh, well, we gap down. There's that gap. We're still holding the today's open. She had to work up into that. She had to build it up like, oh, okay, we're doing this now. The probability's picking up. And you could see she intuitively felt that. Same for you. You did the same thing. You intuitively knew, well, all it needs to do is hold this and I could save my position. I don't mean to talk about it like that, but I mean, you intuitively knew, yo, this is what I need to happen. Look, area of bullish control. Like, intuitively, you know exactly what needs to hold and what needs to happen for your trade to work out. It's just about, can we be realistic enough to stop ourselves from making these, like, micro mistakes, or if something just doesn't go our way, understanding that we're not really microing a mistake, we're microing something that's not going our way. Sometimes it just isn't going our way. But good job, Garden and Carter. Really proud of you two specifically. And I really do like Garden's method, because I personally do this exact same thing, but the warm-up, I really do like when I see that from people. That's why I kind of glaze Garden a little bit extra, because if you guys go in there, and even on your own time, you don't have to post this in chat, but I would appreciate it if you did. But before the market even opens, or before you start trading, you should post something. Hey, this is what my chart looks like. This is the areas I find to be the most important to me. That's it. You don't even have to post where you're bullish or bearish from. And then you have something beforehand to work off of. Kind of like a warm-up. Some early context. And then, when you're on the chart and jumping on it, you have a little bit more intuitive understanding of what should happen and what are the probabilities of different areas. You'll have that understanding before the market's even moving. So that's another big thing, too, is kind of warming up to it before you actually actively try to start trading something. By the way, new high of Dan Spy. Gap closed. Yes, sir. 666.11. Good fill. New high of day and gap is officially filled, not just almost tapping it. Good update by Dr. J. With trading, we have no boss, which is good because we have freedom, but it's bad because we have no one to enforce the rules. True, that's very true. Bueller, you had a great call out in stream yesterday about the sideways movement in the first parts of days setting up for big. Yeah, and I genuinely believe it's because of just the confusion, the indecision by everybody. Like, I promise you, big money is just as confused as your average consumer right now. They're like, okay, the government shut down, Trump this, Trump that, trade war this, trade war that. There's like 3 wars happening across. Like, bro, they're just as confused as the rest of us right now. You're going to see indecision in the beginning of almost every day for a while. And then you will just need to mark your, super, super key levels. Like, we know the open is a good short-term pivot level that's going to pop up every day for that day session. We know the halfway points, if around us, hopefully they're around us every day. We can take advantage of them for direction. And right now, you need to be thinking in short-term thinking. No. Do I think SPY's going to go up 3 weeks from now? Like, no. You need to be thinking about just this week, maybe even early part of next week. Nothing further. And you could see it on the SPY itself on the daily. It's crazy. I really like the daily. Nice, we're on the right chart. And the only reason I said that was because we gapped down, had a kind of a very indecisive day, but it definitely held. And then we had another gap up, a gap down, a gap up, a gap down. Read that wrong. But we've had gaps every day. That's not supposed to happen. A lot of the times when you get those gaps, you get a lot of settling in the beginning of the days, in the beginning of your session. So like you're like open to 10:30 session. Today is honestly a great example. There's a lot of settling here, but there was also decision making. Oh, we're rebalancing out because we fell too far. Oh, we're rebalancing out because we went back up too quick. This is like rapid decision making by a bunch of people who don't know what's going on. And then you have everybody kind of battling each other. It's indecision here. But you and me notice it's holding today's open and its higher lows. So there's a chance that it's trying to break whatever is above its head. What's above its head in this scenario? The halfway point of the gap down. So that's why I've said today personally, this was like a viable, okay, well, we can get above this. We should go to this just because of everything that happened beforehand. And that's happened a couple days. Not yesterday. The day before yesterday. Not this day. It was this day right here. Same thing happened. Gap up. Oh, we went up too quick. Oh, we went down too quick. But what are we still holding in a deciding way? Still holding on to the bottom of that guy. This is like our last ditch effort, This gives, if they can hold in range this and get above today's open in this time of the day, then yes, we could see some movement up. Took them all of lunchtime to do it, or most of the beginning of lunchtime to do it. Kind of the end of the first part of the day, beginning of the second part. And then you see that decisive, just one move up, It happens a lot. Oh, we went down too quick. Oh, we went up too quick. We need to settle. Like, it happens so much. And then it's funny because you end up just watching some super basic levels. Like, you could have just watched that higher low in the today's open right here. And you could have been seeing, like, oh, it's making lower highs here. It should go down to the meat of this low. Maybe not the low itself, but at that time of the day, you should be saying, oh, well, it should go down to, like, the halfway of this or the meat of this, Like, there's small little subtle details that pop up beforehand. But I promise you, it's almost always in the back end of, like, a gap. Gaps are very telling. That's why I don't even use RSI anymore, because you could see, like, when we get gapped up small body candles, it's like, okay, well, we're probably either near the top of this chart or we're getting close to it, And then it happened just a couple days later. And then we settled ever since then. Like, seeing these small gapped up bodies a couple times in a row is a really big detail. Same thing for going down. Every trend, no matter what, you will almost always see wicks, or you will see long, boring-ass candles like this, big-ass doji candles. Like, you're going to see these at the top and bottom of every trend. But they're also very indecisive candles. But yeah, it kind of ties into that settling in the beginning of the day kind of thing. But thanks for that. I'm glad you said that. It's just using context, though. It's weird. That's why when I go over this stuff, like, I feel like I'm not covering something correctly. But there is no correctly. Like, I don't know anybody who covers stuff like this. I don't think people use context when they go over this stuff, and it's crazy that that's like the core of our strategy. It's just like super basic theory. I would never sit here and be like, dude, only the geniuses know and understand this. Like, a child could understand the strategy. Implementing it is another thing, though. Doing it is another thing. Having the confidence behind the belief of, oh, it's going to do this or it should do this. You know, that's where you can get hung up on. But you just got to, again, reassure that confidence. Reassure what is in front of me. What is the context in front of me. So you aren't putting yourself in a position where you're constantly faking yourself out. Which, in my opinion, is very easy to do in this market because of the gaps that we get. Especially nowadays when there's news every freaking day. We have another government shutdown. That's the second one. We had one in Trump's first term. There's another one happening right now. It's just like a lot of shit. And I think also another distraction could be media. Like when you go on to X, when you go on to this stuff. I understand being curious. That's one thing. But to allow your curiosity to sway your opinions can be another. Like, I wouldn't go on Twitter for the next couple weeks because you're just going to see a bunch of fear-mongering, you know. And it's funny because I even talked about this on Twitter a couple weeks ago. I was like, watch, the Bears are just going to keep fueling the Bulls. And then we made all-time highs that very next week. Ever since, like, here, I've been seeing people say, when is this big pullback in the market happening? I can't wait for this to go down to 650. I can't wait for this to go down to 600 again. It's because of that conversation that we're not going to go down. You have so many people already flipping to wanting this to see this go down. And it blew my mind when I saw this. Fuck, where is it? Oh, wait, I don't have to do any of that. I have it already screenshotted. Hold up, I'll pull it up. This will blow your mind, though. And I promise, like, if you go to, like, Twitter or anything, you'll probably see nothing but just, like, them calling for the pullback of SPY. But this is what happened the last government shutdown. But if this doesn't tell you that anything is possible, I don't know what will. Yes, it's on the back end of a lot of selling, but everyone was still saying, even during this, it's going to keep going down. We're going to see 200 on SPY. I mean, everybody and their mother was tweeting that. Big post there. I'm glad a lot of you actually clicked on that because this was pretty interesting. And of course, this is AI, but I took a lot of the data and then I put it into the sheet and I was like, hey, can you tell me how many times it's done this or this or this or that? And then it gave me some good like credits too, like, hey, this is where I got this from. So I did have to backtest some of this information, but it seems pretty legit though. And when I read through it, I was like, damn, this is good. And then I added this at the very end just to remind everybody, this is the longest shutdown that's ever happened, and it was the one that we experienced during Trump's first term. This picture right here. But I do just like to show this because it shows anything is possible. Like, we could go and see all-time highs for the next couple weeks. It doesn't have to be this scary, oh, we're going to pull back 100% conversation. Like, I think if you have that conversation with yourself, you're going to end up shorting way too early. Because people have been having that conversation since over here. And we've done nothing except make a new high, form another low, or another higher low, and then build back up again. So it's like, I don't know if shorting every little move is going to be your option. Market uptrend still holding pretty strong. When you X'd, to paraphrase, all this fear is going to fuel the Bulls was such a light bulb moment for me. Yeah, it is, dude. It's like, I say that stuff too for myself because I have to constantly remind myself, like, wait a minute, things are really not as bad as they are. Like, And I'm always having to tell myself that when I'm on the back end of looking at social media too long, or if I go to X for longer than 2 minutes. You know, it's like you go on there and you just see nothing but just calls for the craziest pullbacks. And maybe it does happen. I'm not saying it can't, but to say that that's the only meaning possibility in front of us is a little wild. That's the exact reason that we aren't going to go down. If you have a majority of people thinking that and investing in that way, they're not going. The market's going to keep going up. Good morning and happy Wednesday. It is already Wednesday. Damn. What's up, Sandollar? Good to see you, man. That's my pipe investor, Sandollar. He shows up and he pipe invests. What's up, dude? It's always a good time when you're in here. $1, oh $1. Wink, wink. What's up, Sandollar? How are you doing today, man? Pretty good updates today, honestly. Really good posts by Carter, Garden, Dr. J. I saw Woot is still destroying the spreads market. Chat's doing good. Username's kicking ass still. I mean, when was he not, though? Everyone's doing good. Good, Chief, thank you. I'm at my breakfast cafe, but getting to move to another venue for a meeting. Oh, okay. What's this meeting about? Is this another one of those secret meetings? Everybody wears cloaks with an eyeball logo at the top. LOL, no. Paralegal stuff, Ohio's ORC is 310904. Oh, over my head. Well, good luck with that, $100. I hope you win or whatever you're trying to achieve there. In the name of all paralegals. I'm not gonna lie. When I saw, hold up. I'm not gonna lie. When I saw Letterbug post the potential of an OB happening yesterday, I was like, man, that'd be crazy. And then it happened. It's crazy too, because everything we've seen today, from open to even right now, is all within yesterday's low and high. Do we break this high or do we just start squeezing our ass off the rest of the day? Because they put ourselves in a position where if this is near high of day and we remain under the high of yesterday, they have a lot of room under to keep us down and have another inside bar. That would be crazy. I think I'd prefer to just see the new highs break already. It's crazy too, because if you look at yesterday's close and then see how we opened, and then you see where we are right now, it's like we just zeroed ourselves back out, but it took almost 2 hours to do that. Almost 2 hours to zero ourselves back out because of how we opened. I could see some range trading during lunch into a good end of day move. This is that kind of day. Of course, if it doesn't just, make new highs continuously. I'll be right back. 1 second. Oh, I'm back. Why can't I see it yet? I guess I'm not cool enough. 21 a share and you got 11? Damn. The IPO buzz, Fermi price IPOs at 21. Are they a REIT? A real estate investment trust? An energy tech hypergrid nuclear AI stock? Is this company even real? A Texas-based energy tech company that is developing a hypergrid campus to integrate nuclear, natural gas, solar, wind, and battery power to deliver gigawatt-scale electricity and AI data center infrastructure. What? Doesn't this just sound like one of those companies that has a bunch of, like, you know, buzzwords and then it like pops off? You don't think they have any revenue? I don't think they do either. This is definitely a buzzword company. That's definitely Reddit terminology. The former Texas governor is involved, Rick Perry. Oh boy. I'm curious to see if that company lasts. Honestly, I'm not trying to be a hater, but that sounds like a company that's gonna not be on the stock market in a year from now. Not even trying to be a hater, but that many buzzwords in the description of a company is a little wild. That's like when Nvidia and Google and all them started spamming AI in their earnings calls. It had nothing to do with anything about AI. It literally just wanted to hear. They wanted people to hear that they have AI. That's what that felt like when I read the description of that company. I remember you telling me about this before, though, because of the Rick Perry thing. Interesting, though. I would like to see how this company does. I have a strong feeling it's going to not exist in a period of time from now. By the way, higher lows on SPY are still sexy as ever on the 1 minute here. Let me know how you do on that play, though. I would love to know. I always like hearing about your IPO plays because I think that strat's honestly pretty genius. I think it's a very speculative investment as well, but I'm just doing... Yeah, I know you're just doing your play. I'm not judging your trading on it. Yeah, that it has to be a pretty risky investment for anybody touching that. I'm not even trying to be a hater. It's just I've read so many description of companies, and I've never read that many buzzwords in a single one of them. They had nuclear and AI in the same sentence. I mean, the only thing they were missing is the cure to cancer in their description. Why does this Me and the Devil song keep hitting my YouTube feed? I mean, it's been hitting my feed for like a year now. This song still just got everybody in the grip. It's like the Die With a Smile song. It's just like, it has everybody in a grip still. I was smart. I actually had water ready. We are approaching the end of the first session of the day, guys, and if I have to say so myself, I'd say it was a very successful first part of the day. In terms of movement, I mean, we're still hitting new highs even to this moment. For the day, not new highs on the chart yet. We still got previous day high and all-time high in our way. Oh, charged my headset all night and it just died. Nice. I need to buy a new headset, dude. I just ain't got money for a headset, you know? Who spends money on headsets, man? Not me. I need to, though. Just confirmed they have no revenue yet? Oh, that's great. Yeah, so how are they going to run nuclear, wind, solar, AI? How are they going to do all that? How are they going to help data centers? No revenue. Last time I checked, data centers require a lot of money. And you want to help power them? What kind of money you got, Rick Perry? I hope your play destroys it because of the buzzwords. Like, it's probably perfect for your strat. But I am going to be very interested in watching that exit the stock market very quickly. It just feels like one of those, like, SPACs. With just, like, a bunch of buzzwords to get people to click on it. Well, this sucks. My headset's dead. Can we break 666.65? 6666666. Previous day high. Do not become an inside bar. It's so close. There it is. New high of day over the previous day high. The only thing in our way is all-time high now. Made sure to post that update so everybody sees it. Damn, nice. Even Smiller's killing it. Oh, the swing analysis. The lifetime content poll ended. I got an alert. Damn, we got over 20 votes on that shit. And 14 of you clicked on new swing analysis for a new chart. Swing review from posted swings, adding. Nobody clicked on something different. Tag me in lifetime trade floor. Nobody clicked that. Respect. OB broke to the upside. Yes, sir. I made sure to mention your name earlier, Letterbuck, when I was talking about that. The outside bar. I was even talking about how if today doesn't make a new high, it'd be wild to see another inside bar. But we didn't. It broke the new high, so we don't have to worry about that right now. Unless it dumps, like $8, then we have another outside bar. Haha. Clean price action on the 15 and 30, yes sir. Honestly, really good updates, Letterbuck. I've been clicking back and forth. I've been enjoying your updates a lot about the IBs and OBs. I see Garden mentioned them a lot too, so I like to pull them up. It's also just nice seeing other people post them. So if I'm looking at something and I forget about it and I go click, I'm like, oh shit, they're right. So I do appreciate your updates, good sir. Dude, good shit dividend. He just got out of SPY calls at 43%. Kevo just caught a 30-point move above 66.60 on SPX, which was the main trigger point for this chart today for me. I said you'll probably see some good movement from 66.60 today. Movement down, we broke it, we retook it within the very next candle. And as we all know, a break and retake a lot of the time does lead to some upside, to the very least. We ended up getting that into today's open. They got over the today's high. At least that point in time, that was the day's high. Filled the gap, and now they're also at a new high over the previous day. So anybody that's in premium watching the triggers there, 66.60 did its thing today. Also happy Kevo was continuously updating that in the trade floor too. Nice. I'm just happy to see everybody's doing really good. My boy Dividend Bull, he works like night shift and stuff, so he's like up really late and stuff, so he can't always be in the streams or in the chat, but even he still went in there and caught a play and is chilling now. Really awesome. Happy to see people using their time as best as they can. I mean, I know it's kind of annoying when you have work or something, or you have kids to mess with, or you don't have a lot of time to sleep because you work a late shift. It's really cool to still see people take advantage of their time. I mean, genuinely, why isn't this headset charging? New high of day. Sorry, I'm trying to plug in my headset. Where's my plug? Cannot find it. now all my wires are figured out. I got it now. Great stuff, guys. Congrats on those gains. Bunch of Jedis. What's up, Alexis? Good to see you, man. Yeah, I'm part of the group today, too. Telling you, man, the less everybody focuses on social medias and stuff, the more you're focused on just what's in front of you, the less bias you'll have. And you'll be able to make those decisions where you're like, oh, today could go up on a day where everyone thinks it's going to go down, you know? It's just about having triggers set for both sides. It's not just thinking about one. But yeah, what's up, Alexis? How's your day so far, bro? How is it over there in the north? Fear of government closing may be the final fuel needed for new all-time highs. I agree. I think it makes it more possible than before. There wasn't much... I mean, there was a lot of fear already. That probably could have fueled it anyway, but it definitely fuels it. That's why I really like the break and retake conversations, because it's not really necessarily about, like, guys, get in when you see a break and retake. It's about the thinking behind it. You know, a bearish setup that invalidates becomes bullish. A bullish setup that invalidates becomes bearish. Like, it really does show you, like, it isn't just one or the other. Like, when one gives up, the other one has way more fuel. It's just nice. Actually, the opposite of what I said. When they don't give up is when it keeps going up. You know, you kind of need the bear and bull to keep bashing their heads against each other for one side to keep thriving. If one side just says, no, we're not going down anymore, well, that doesn't really allow us to go up. We need that part of the market to be wrong for there to be fuel to go up. Van in the shop got a broken windshield waiting. Damn. What were you doing, man? And chilling with the gang. Dude, I'm happy to see you here. Pretty good day so far, not gonna lie. I really only had one real update talking about the take of the 50% gap down into the current day high, which was 665.40, and maybe even the gap fill, but I'm not going to sit here and take credit for anything else. There's just good higher lows building. Nothing's really changed since down here. It's just been continuous higher lows. New hive day again. And might I remind us how close we are to all-time high. I'm glad I posted that yesterday because that last government shutdown just kept going up and up and up and up and up. To be fair, though, it was on the back end of a downturn, of a big pullback in the market. Look at that, though. 33 cents away from all-time high. On a day that gapped down. We gapped down from here to here. And then we went up. Crazy, crazy grind by the bulls today. And great call-outs by Letterbuck. I know he's been doing a good job of kind of just been talking about the OB and what it can do from there. Will it just go up to the new highs? Will it break back down? Both were mapped out. That Dozy sandwich play and the OB. Oh, dude, I know. I'm just glad y'all are hyped when y'all post that stuff too. 33 cents away, man. And it's funny because at the beginning of the day, I think it was literally just Apple that was up. Now you have like a bunch of other stocks up, and Tesla's been killing it today. I don't know if y'all saw Tesla yet. I saw, what's his name mention it? Oh my God, Carter. I forgot you were still in that runner. I genuinely forgot that runner was still in. Bro, good shit. Wait a minute. Letterbuck posted too. Hold up. Good job, Carter. I see Dividend getting in something here. I like that you exited 60% of them right there. I can't stand when I see people buy 10 and hold 10 to one thing. It's like, what are you doing? They could have rejected here. Spy out 2 cons in the break of the previous day. Break would be holding 2 runners for new. Okay, yeah, I like your idea because you worked to that point. You're allowed to have runners to a potential target like that. Holy. Let her buck. Let her buck. What are you doing? I'm honestly happy to see this because you had the confidence of someone that should be taking plays like this. Your daily analysis of the daily time frame and all the different things that were happening the past couple days and sessions, really. I'm really happy to see this because you did a really good job of posting that kind of stuff. Oh, your name's right there. Kind of started with this, and then he worked himself into this post. And he's been going over how we had this candle, then we had an outside bar. Now he's looking for us to either break down into the open here and work towards the lower part of this range, or break over the halfway points, which it kind of already did a good job right here, and working towards the higher part of this range. Very, very fucking sexy. And this wasn't the only post. He had a couple others. I just found the most recent one. Yeah, this is the post I was thinking of. Meta finally filled its earnings gap. Laughing emoji. Good shit, Letterbuck. And honestly, great trades, guys. I've always been proud to be able to say that my members are better than most people's groups, and I can still confidently say that. Not like I'm paying attention to those other groups anyway, but... Ooh, good shit, Linwood. He got a good rep in, too. 87% on his rep. What's up, Flame Trader? My bad, bro. I was reading Discord. Good to see you again, Flame. Stupid truck on the road hit a pebble or some. Screw hit my windshield and make it a big crack. All set now. Carry on back on the acting. That sucks, dude. I'm glad it's all fixed now, but that's crazy. Did it scare you at all? Thanks, boss. Thanks to you and Leland for the system and the candlestick guide I ate today. Hey, thanks to your efforts, man. Thanks to your efforts. I don't remember the horse saying leading it to water, but that one. It was loud as fuck. I bet. I bet you're like, who the hell's shooting at me?
big gains, but shout out to the entire gang. We all eat. Oh, to the entire gang, we all eat. Respect, letter buck. And honestly, man, keep it up, man. I like all the different. I know you guys won't ever say it, but we got a lot of humble traders in here. I appreciate you guys always giving credit where it's somewhat due, but all credit goes to you guys. You worked your ass off to be here. You've been constantly going through these little reps. All credit goes to you. Honestly, you make me happy you just using the system itself and finding any kind of success. I always love that. And people just getting into it, that makes me happy. So you using it all on your own and making it your own, you've already made me happy, dude. I'm just happy to see you guys killing it. And if you're not killing it, I'm happy to see some of the people that are struggling making sense of things. Like, it's not always going to be black and white. You know, it's sometimes going to be kind of a weird chart to trade sometimes. But between the swings the past few weeks and the different plays and all the different callouts and updates by everybody in chat, I mean, honestly, this chat's fucking killing it. You guys are on fire. And not just my swings. I've seen swings from plenty of people in the chat. Sherman username. I've seen a few posted by Alexis. I've seen a few by Dividend has one in there now. It's nice to see. A true community. There's no one leader in this group, too. We will continue to push that. There isn't just like, oh, dude, this guy said this. We all got to do it. Everybody listen to him. Like, no, I mean, everybody can look at their own thing. If you want to engage with each other, connect with each other on different plays, cool. If you want to interact, give each other positive reinforcement, awesome. It's all dressing. But I am proud of the community and how tight-knit it is recently. Joy boy. How is everybody in the stream so far, though? If you guys haven't already, drop a like on the stream. Thank you guys again for hitting the like goal. As always, you guys are just good like that. If you guys have anything to share, or ask, or anything like that, please feel free to drop it in now. I will be busy tomorrow. I have to take care of my dog, just because I don't have help tomorrow, so I have to do it. And I don't really want to leave her alone. She's doing a really good job of not messing with her stitches, so we haven't had to put the donut on her yet. Thank God. My dog would go fucking crazy if it had to wear that thing. But she's got to be on her good behavior. She can't be touching it. Are we going to go for all-time high here? High or low, still holding. Imagine all-time high on the day the government shut down. Which actually technically happened yesterday night, if we're being anal about it. That would be comedy. Let's see what's happening in Discord. I guess I could pull up your post letter, Buck. I mean, it's not going to piss me off if somebody that doesn't pay for premium sees it. Dear God. Dear God, somebody didn't get paywalled. Oh, God. How the fuck do I click on the forwarded message? There we go. I knew as soon as you shared this, I knew as soon as I saw this, I was like, oh, this is a Leland post. There's only 2 human beings that post like this in my entire community. Over the 6 years we've been here. 6 going on 7. There's only 2 human beings capable of this kind of aura farming. Leland and username. But this is definitely Leland's writing and charting. There is a difference. But I really like this a lot, so I want to go over it. Doji Sandwich. One of my favorite candlestick patterns is one that people rarely talk about, and I think most people don't even know, called the Doji Sandwich. Which, it's funny, because I go over this a lot, and people ignore this a lot because they're scared of these kinds of candles. But they really are just sandwiches in between actual setups. But here you go. Posted 2 examples, one bullish, one bearish. The bullish example is from blah, blah, blah. Bearish is from blah, blah, blah. The first 2 days are the setup days. Day 3 is your trade day. Day 1, a strong trend bar. Doesn't matter what color, what direction. Even better if it's also a reversal signal or breaking out of a period of consolidation. So, doesn't matter what candle it is, but it also helps it out a lot if you can actually make it an impactful day. So if it's like a day that's like this, or it's like breaking a recent low, or you have a good dip buy day popping up, you know, that kind of like a 3-bar play look. Day 2, small body, doji candle, usually a gap up or down for the bearish doji sandwich. You'll always have this gap down and then just this leg pop up, very thin leg with a thin day. Day 3, your trade day. The day to take action. We look at the opening price of this for confirmation. If the third day opens above the doji for bulls or below the doji for bears. So you already get directional bias from the open just because of how a previous day closed. Just because of a previous day. Trend continuation is highly probable. Additionally, the magnitude/strength of the third day is commonly equal to or possibly even stronger than day 1. So a lot of the time you'll see the third day, if we get a lower open like in this case, it should equal about that day or more sometimes. So we have to keep that in mind. Learn it. Learn to recognize this setup on day 2 so you can take action on day 3. Jump to present. Go to this. Good forwarded message. I love that you pulled this out. Great core memory. SPX and SPY looking like a doji sandwich. It's funny because you kind of have that like doji reversal. We always talk about these being at the tops and bottoms of trend. There's one right there. Then you get the gap up for the forward, you know, the continuation momentum, and then you get your doji sandwich. And then he posted all that, posted that, and then that's where this post came into play. Right here. And he talked about that. So it's kind of funny, too, because you ended up getting an outside bar from that day, which is even more insane. But yeah, I really wanted to give that call out, because that shout out to Letterbuck, because that was really cool that you went back and posted that, because it is honestly insane to me, and like I myself can't do it because there's so many different setups. You know, I can't focus on just the doji sandwich or just the gap halfway point or just this, because there's so many. So you really do need to go into the chat and kind of go through them one by one. And you'll find gems like that. Really good job, though, Letterbuck, pulling that out of the hat. Doji Sandwich ended up doing really well. And here we are, just under all-time highs the next day. Or the next couple days. You're currently up on that? Nice. Can I see it yet? Oh my god, I can. Oh, that's a hard chart to look at. Damn, so you're already up just because of how it opened. That's cool. Come on, go to 600 a share real quick for Dr. J. Then he can sell, then you can pull back. Come on. 600 is a viable target. Dr. J is gifting 10 memberships if this hits 600 the next 20 minutes. You just see the largest Jim Cramer limit up in your life. SPY so close to wanting to hit that new all-time high and make a new all-time high. I mean, it's just consolidating there with higher lows. See if we get that continuation up or not. I might have to change the chart to like a bigger time frame now. It's been a little bit. I think it's cool for me to look at a different time frame now. Probably do like the 15 now that we're in lunchtime. It is 11 o'clock, by the way, guys, so we are into the next part of the day. Between now and 1 CST or 2 EST, that'll be like your lunch slash consolidation phase of the day. And then after 1 to 3, your last 2 hours of the market, or 2 to 4, depending on where you're at, that'll be your last phase of the day. We like to split up the day into 3 parts of the day. There's videos on this. There's 2 videos. If anybody needs to go look at that or get an understanding of what the hell I'm talking about and how we take advantage of that information. And if you look at the first part of the day, we consolidated and then went back up. Made new highs over previous day, almost made new all-time highs. So what does the second part of the day tell us will most likely happen? Not saying it will, but we will most likely see some consolidation during the second part of the day because we didn't really get it. We got a little bit in the very first part of the day, and then we just launched. So there's a big chance we'll either get it here during lunchtime, and then you'll get a good end-of-day move, or if we do see continuation to the upside or a pullback, that might indicate that the last part of the day is going to be your consolidation phase. So that's just how we see it. LW? Don't fucking get me excited. Damn. Okay, I'm excited. Bro, you know me. I've had this since like 52 or 54 for a fat minute. Like back here. This is where we got it. Back here. I became a fan. Honestly, when I saw this break retake, this is the grind up here is where a lot of our shares were bought. And then since then, it's been kind of boring. So I just haven't been paying attention. But I like this company a lot. So it's kind of one of those companies where I don't feel the need to want to check it all the time. Bit of a riskier investment, but I don't care. I like this company. Just remember, I was the only person on the internet calling out Lamb Weston. You heard it here first, folks. Potato producer for McDonald's. Just remember that. Just remember me for Lamb Weston. Don't remember me for my other callouts. Don't remember me for any other play. Just remember me for Lamb Weston. And Weeble. Mainly Lamb Weston, though. Oracle looks to be done selling off from its highs. I wanted to post that in chat, but I didn't want to short it, so I didn't post it because I didn't want to like fearmonger. But I actually just focused on that gap, and I saw that it had pulled back to the gap, and I actually think it's going to get some short-term upside. But we'll see. It did pull back pretty substantially, but this break and retake is no joke right here. And technically, it did pull back to the one level that I would say it should pull back to if there is any. So it's not like this is the worst case scenario for them yet. But I was paying attention because I saw the inside bar here break down. And I was like, well, that's a fucking ugly candle. I'm not touching that. And then, of course, it did just keep going how it should have. But I don't know, man. I don't know how you justify entering on this candle. Because that's technically the entry for a breakdown. Inside bar breakdown, and it's a lower high. Like, what else could we have gotten there, you know? But, of course, it's a hammer candle. So that's why you can't always just isolate the candle itself. You got to really pay attention to the context. But it did its job, though. It got down here. But I don't think I'll be surprised if it has some short-term upside. Now, where? I'd go from the high to wherever it stopped. So right here. So 302. I'd say this is maximum as far as it goes if it is indeed going to pull back in the future or try to consolidate. But this is some really good, clean ranges here to watch for. And then, of course, if it does fade back down, which is probably one of the higher probability scenarios if it does end up breaking or rejecting this. This is just from the old price history. This is nothing special. Before the gap up. But yeah, I've been watching Oracle a lot just because the way it's going between levels is really clean, but following it candle to candle has been a little bit difficult. And now it's doing that whole I'm gonna hold the hammer here with a break and retake candle. So now it looks like it wants to jump to 302, but watch, that'll be the moment it does another inside bar. So I wouldn't be surprised if tomorrow's like an inside bar behind this day. Just because it's so obvious that it looks like it wants to go up again after pulling back. So I'd look for an IB on Oracle tomorrow. That's my forward thinking on that though. I cannot see the future, sadly. If I could see the future, I'd probably tell you all about a stock that no one else is talking about. No, I'm kidding. Where's the best shit ever watch list? Here it is. I also really like Fig. I think it's crazy. I haven't seen that many people talk about this besides Sandollar. He brought it up, and then since then, I swear I've not seen anybody mention it, like on the internet. But Fig is crazy. This is like the next Adobe type stock. For anybody who doesn't know what the F Adobe is, they're a pretty historical stock. I mean, they've done some things. You know, this is the Photoshop owner, the Photoshop creator. So pretty big, but I think it's just big news because if there's a new Adobe type stock, it could be something to look at in the future if we ever see Adobe turn back up, because that should shed some light on where this can go. So as of right now, probably just hands off, wait for better, basing or some sort of price action, but definitely a ticker to keep your eye on. UPS, because I think UPS is just honestly incredibly oversold. Plus, we need UPS. They're not going to go anywhere anytime soon. Bull's a riskier play, but we all like Bull. We got a bunch of bullish bulls in here. PayPal is another big crazy one, too, because they're kind of at a discount, and they're the majority market of the payment processing, which is a lot of money. Bloom Energy. Shout out Sandollar. Here's some drone stock. This one's crazy because if you look at just the daily, it's like, oh, well, I'm not buying this. And then you go to like the monthly or the weekly and you're like, oh, it's only at like halfway of the chart. So I don't blame you for wanting to see some more consolidation first, but it is a little weird when you zoom that one out. Target, honestly, I just think this is a discount buy. And then we have I don't remember this one or this one. These are the two I need to go remind myself on, but I'm pretty sure they're from Sandella or Rob. Knowing the nerds in my chat, that's what those are. Oh, I do need to peep these one more time. Because after I take swing trades or after I have like a scan, I like to look the next day to see how did they do, or 2 days later and see how did they do if I would have followed through with that play on a chart I might not have joined in on. I'm going to quit zooming in. Let's just do this. Yeah, like I'm really glad I didn't touch UNH a second time. But it is looking to be a really good short setup. Not even going to lie. Jesus, Eli Lilly. J&J has a pretty big level pop or candle popping up against all-time high, by the way. I think that's why Dividend Bull is going to short that. But that could also go with our UNH setup for anybody who's looking at that. It is rejecting the lower high retest area again. Bit of a risky setup because UNH is known to just kind of pop off of lows, but it's rejecting a lower high at a pretty passive area. So it might be a good short setup today. Going into tomorrow's market, this might be a good swing into like the middle point of this candle here. The low right here, and then the middle point of that candle would probably be two really good targets. And I'm pretty sure if you get a same week or a next week with a few out of the money, it's not the most expensive. So it is a viable chart to play. And then we were watching Starbucks, but I might have to wait on that one. Kind of glad we did. That's about it. That's not what I clicked. NVT Data Center Cooling Company. Okay, there we go. See? I knew there was a reason I had it. Oh, it's like VRT. Okay. That's how I need to try to remember that then. CMG, baby. Oh, yeah, I did see Chipotle. I got 12 at like 50 and some change, looking for a little break. Oh, on LW, yeah. Honestly, LW I'm trying not to pay attention to because it is going to go with McDonald's some of the time. So we just got to wait for McDonald's to have one of those just crazy ass rallies again. But I like it because it's like a healthy company that you could hold, that you don't have to really fear that you'll ever be down like 30% on all the time. Like LW, we haven't really ever been down on besides like a small amount. And the whole time it's just been like sideways, if anything. Slightly up. Right now it's definitely up, but you know what I mean? Through the majority of holding it. It hasn't been the most stressful hold compared to other stocks. I honestly, it reminds me of PayPal. When we first got PayPal, it was like, oh, dude, this is such a safe place to buy. I don't have to fear anything. And then it rallied like a month later. And now it is just slightly above where our averages are, but it did its thing for like 2-3 months. So it was kind of nice for a little bit. But that's another one that's not like as stressful hold, because it's a company you should have at least some confidence in if you've done any research. I know a lot of people aren't a fan of PayPal, but they are. Facts are that they are the majority of payment processing, and there's a lot of money in payment processing. And I ain't talking billions. I'm talking trillions. That's what I should have here instead of UPSD. I should have LW there. Damn, dude, chat did pretty freaking good today, man. Just smiling while I scroll through the Discord. Smiling chin to chin, or I mean chin to chin. Yeah, that made sense. Cheek to cheek. What are handsome men love? Wait, what? What a handsome man love hearing the voice. Audiobook win. Shut up. I'm 2 minutes late reading that. That's my fault because I was reading something. What's up, Vipo? How you doing, man? Hope you're doing fine, man. Honestly, my chat's on fucking fire, so we're doing great. I had a swing at the beginning of the week, a scalp, and then today I chilled. Chat fucking destroyed this chart today. What else? Letterbuck's brain grew to the size of an entire house today. Last couple days, really. The United States government has shut down, and 5 days from now, the IRS will be shutting down behind it because they are only funded for 5 days after a government shutdown. Yeah, I mean, we're like prone to invasion right now, basically. What's up? How you doing? I'm just kidding about that last part. Huh. Honestly, that's what our country needs right now. We need someone to invade us so we can all come together again, because our country is so divided right now. We need something to bring us together. Someone needs to piss us off. Dude, that would make everybody best friends again. They'd be like, oh yeah, we're the same. We're the same. You're American, I'm American. I don't know why I'm giving them an accent. That's what we need. As fucked up as that sounds. Leave the IRS. Yeah, the IRS should forever shut down. I don't understand how that still goes. How a better system has not been placed yet. Haven't you seen the speech of Dow Hegseth and Trump in front of the generals? Probably. I've seen it. I've seen it if it's like an iconic one. That may be true. Yeah. Great idea. I heard those Canadians are waiting. No. We need someone like foreign, not someone that's literally next to us. Like, no bullshit. We need Mexico to come, like, invade. I would love to see that. So we could go fix Mexico. I've always wanted the United States to, like, not invade or, like, put war on Mexico or anything. Nothing like that. I mean, it probably will come down to that, but it would be nice to go clean up our neighbors. You know, we're so caught up with fixing across the big pond, the big lake, but we have no concern with fixing our neighbors. I mean, Canada doesn't need much help. They may have different political views in our country, but they're doing fine. Most of them live within a 10-mile radius of the United States anyway, you know? But Mexico, I would love to go fix some shit down there. And you see what's happening all in South America, man. There's some crazy shit happening in South America right now. So it'd be cool to see that one day. Like in our lifetime, it would be cool to see that. Or just someone, like I said earlier, some foreign invader to unite everybody again. Oh yeah, it doesn't matter that you're Republican and I'm Democrat, or you're Democrat and I'm Republican. That doesn't matter. We both bleed red. We're both from the same fucking country. I forgot. That's all that matters. We get that going through everyone's head again, and then bam, we're back on track. Watering down their maple syrup is pretty crazy. Was that an Asian accent? World War II is overbeat. Yeah, I don't know what I was doing there. Damn, AOC is giving a tour of the Capitol. Damn, wish I was there. Would love to flirt with. Okay. Is this who you talking about, dog? This your girl? I'm sorry, bro, but I don't even know Democrats that like AOC. AOC, at one point in her political history, and this is honestly when I knew she was an idiot, she said that farmers who grow cauliflower or something, I think it was something like cauliflower, it might be a different vegetable, but she said people who grow that are racist and slave owners and stuff. And I'm like, huh? They said that a vegetable is racist. She said that, bar for bar. I then knew we were dealing with a different kind of idiot. Also, I don't understand why, like New York and all that deal with that shit. All those different states up there, they deal with the same freaking 3 idiot governors like every time. I feel bad for those people. I mean, not really. They voted them in, but those people have gotten tens of thousands of people into the streets. Families that used to have jobs and shit in the streets because of simple people like AOC. I don't know how the hell she still has any influence. Okay, FIPO. I'm not reading that one out. Have you heard of Alex Stein? He's like, no deportations for big booty Latinas. Maybe I'd look up his face. I really don't know. I honestly can't say that I do know him. He's an American right-wing comedian and YouTuber known for disrupting. I feel like I should have known who he is, but no, I have no idea. I'm serious, man. I really don't pay attention to this shit. Ever since like 8 or 9 years ago, I have not paid attention to anything like this. I know he's a comedian, but still. It's just a headache. It makes people like pick a side, and it's like it's not about picking sides. It just divides people too easily. It's not meant to divide. We can have difference of opinions and we all still enjoy each other's company. Alex Stein goes to public events and just trolls everyone. Oh, that's evil. That's funny, though. You gotta be careful in today's world. Can't even have your own opinion without getting hurt. Well, we didn't make a new all-time high, guys, but I think we can all agree that that was just as damn good. Getting up to it like that, especially on a day, let's all remember, we opened down here. Let's all remember that. We opened just above 663. So this is a pretty good, first chunk of the day, I'd say. Any disagreements on that? He'll go to city council. Oh, I've probably seen clips of him, honestly. I feel like I've seen a lot of clips of different people doing that now, over the last couple years, like going to city council meetings, just acting a fool or whatever. Like I've definitely seen clips of that from different people. Are they all satire, or is any of them real? Like, is he actually in like a city council meeting? Are all of them satire, or just does he actually have some that are like legit scenarios that he could get clapped by a cop in? I always feel bad for the cops in those situations because it's like, bro, they look like they look like a bad person doing that, but it's like, bro, they're just doing their job. Oh, she didn't know he was playing a character. Oh, okay. That's even funnier. It's probably the funniest when it's that way. What's up? What's up with everybody in chat there? You guys got anything going on? Anything cool coming up? Any good news? Bad news? Maybe? Anything? I'm just asking some random questions because we are towards the end of the stream. If you guys have any actual questions about the stream or anything we do here, anything that's in the chat, let me know. Whenever I'm not doing that, I'm asking random questions. Any new shows or movies or anime? Anything? Any new games anyone's buying? Who's not buying Call of Duty? Let's go. All hands up in the air. I've been waiting for the day for their Call of Duties to suck more and more and more in a row, man. I can't wait for Blizzard to stop making that junk. Ugh. Battlefield 6, baby. Yes, sir. That shit comes out in a few days. Isn't it like 9 days from now? October 10th. Yeah, 9 days from now. Been playing Skate. I'm not going to lie. I did peep that, and it looked like it was a lot of fun, but I didn't even watch any videos on it, so I didn't know yet. It's kind of boring, though. Damn, it's not like the old, like, skating games? Or is it just because we've kind of grown out of that now? Because, man, I remember those games being so addicting. You pre-ordered as well? Let's go, bro. FIPO's got it. Maddie's got it. Alexis has got it. If anybody needs an invite to the gaming server, whenever it drops, we can go play in there if anybody wants to hang out or play it. I'll definitely... Just DM me if you need that invite. It's just a terrible remake? Oh, okay. Well, that sucks. Wasn't it free? I think I saw that it was free, and then there were like add-ons that did cost like DLC or something. Or maybe I'm wrong about that. I am glad to hear someone talking about it because I didn't know if it was actually good or not. It's free? Okay. Well, at least it's free. But that sucks that it's not like as addicting or fun as those games used to be. BB Squad in the tank, let's get it. That would be funny. Did y'all play during the beta at all or no? I played a little bit. I got like all the things that you could get during the beta. Which it's funny because I myself, as someone who has played a lot of the Battlefields, I said that beta was probably just like a taste test. It was not even like the good maps or anything. And then they literally came out and showed all the other maps, and it's like, oh, okay, they did do that. So they gave us like the limited amount of guns, not even all the maps, and then I don't know. I'm excited for it because of the Portal experience too. I have a game mode that I want to make, and I would love DICE to pay me for it. It's a game mode from like GTA, and I'm gonna take it and put it into that game. I don't even know what to call it because it didn't have a real name. But that Portal experience, I don't know if y'all saw that Portal for Battlefield 6. It's like a whole nother game inside of the game, dude. And then that doesn't even count the Battle Royale. That doesn't even count the campaign. Like, I'm sorry, Battlefield 6 is like 3 games in one. And it hasn't even come out yet. I think out of all the $70 games or the expensive new games that have come out, I think this one might be the most worth it, but it's really easy to say that beforehand. We'll have to see months after the game comes out to see if it really was, like, impactful. Because I won't lie, the last Battlefield I played that was actually fun was Battlefield 1. The World War I one. That one was so fucking good. Your little bro is a COD pro? let me know honestly, is that man actually going to play the next COD? Because that next COD has nothing going for it from everything I've seen. I have to know because I've seen tons of people who normally buy those titles not getting it. Is he an actually COD pro, or you're just saying he's really good? Battlefield 4 was my last favorite. Oh yeah, Battlefield 4 was pretty epic. Yeah, I saw that. I saw the Dust 2 in Portal. I saw that whole like breakdown and stuff. I knew they were gonna do stuff like that, but I didn't know they were gonna like, make fake Dust 2 and make all this other stuff. Which it's kind of cool when they do that because it'll have Battlefield 6 mechanics. You can still like break walls and shit. Oh, he's an actual pro. Okay. Does he play for an org or what? Yo, Fipo, speaking of orgs, I didn't even know you owned your own little thing. I was on Twitter randomly and I saw the logo of your picture and I was like, what the hell is this? I didn't know you ran your own CS2 team. I thought you were on the team. He does play for an org. What org does he play for? Bro, you're getting me a little hyped and I don't even play COD like that. That's very cool, though. You're just the team manager and part owner? Dude, that's still pretty fucking dope, though. I didn't even know you were doing anything like that. The Bigger and Besser or whatever? I thought that was it. Like, I thought that's all you had. I didn't know you were like that. That's pretty dope, dude. Look how humble he is, too. He's like, I'm just this. I'm just that. Shut up, man. That's pretty cool. EYM? I gotta look that up. That's pretty freaking dope. Your brother plays for an organization, though. Earn Your Medal? Is that the name of the team? I'm not into the COD organization esports scene anymore. And haven't been for some time. Like, I probably just know all the big bland names, but I don't know these. What is your brother's alias? Is it Arcetus, Dak, Mamba, or Nate? I probably said that first name wrong completely. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong team then. Is this org not like big or anything? I cannot find shit on them. I'm probably just typing something in completely wrong. I typed in Earn Your Medal COD org and Nade Shot comes up. What? It's not superheated. That's still dope though. Regardless, that's really dope. Man, poor him. He's got to play this next Call of Duty. Is he PC or controller? I'm assuming controller. But is he PC by any chance? Bro should move to Counter-Strike. Well, that's some cool news I got to actually read today. See, I'm glad I asked. Sometimes you get to read some cool-ass stuff like that. He does both, mostly controller. Oh, okay. Yeah, you should tell him to try play some Counter-Strike. I'm not saying go to 100% click over, but if he's locked in like that, why not try the game with more money in it? That's dope either way, though. Oh, they do have a Twitter. Here it is. Oh, yeah, they are pretty small. Still, though, that is so cool. Honestly, EYM is kind of a cool name, too. Earn your medal. Cautis' best skin, though. Oh, he plays all comp games. Oh, okay. Are you a FAMAS? Because I burst when I see you. That's fucked up. It's not even Valentine's yet, dude. It's always Valentine's when you're around. Yo, I still can't get over this post, by the way. I can't get over this. I know Jim Cramer's that guy that does that, but... Oh, yeah, and then I reposted this meme in chat, because, I mean, he took it too, but... Nice economy you got there. Would be a shame if I were to speak positively about it. This is accurate. It's so fucking over. What is this man on? I agree with Jim here. Is this guy a real person? He's got 13K followers. He's a real person. Oh, he's a spreads trader. He sells covered calls on MSTR. I thought that said Vietnam vet. Just glancing at it. Alright, I'm back. Sorry, I had to grab something. But yeah, I can't get over this. Not even 20. Not even. I don't know why I said 24 hours. I should have said not even 12 hours later. I mean, this amazes me. What is that quote? I gotta find it now. What is the Lord of the Rings meme when that guy's like sticking up for him and he's like, "This is a man of culture. This is a man of blah blah blah." He's like hyping up because he's sucking up because he doesn't want to get killed. I need to find that quote. Oh, dude, what the fuck? I can't think of it. Is there a bigger Lord of the Rings nerd in here than me? It's from one of the Hobbit movies. Oh, I'll check that video out here in a second, Dr. J. Oh, please tell me there's a bigger nerd in here than me. There isn't. I can't find it, dude. This one's pretty good. Oh, you're a real Battle of the Five Armies fan? Name the five armies. I can't find the freaking meme, dude. It's this guy, Alfred. No, oh no, it thinks I'm trying to quote Batman. Honestly, this quote's pretty good for it. Where the fuck does he say it? I'm gonna be pissed if I can't find this. Dude, I don't know. I can't find it. I'm just not tweeting it now. And the 15 minutes been kind of chill to watch. We did just kind of chill out since we saw that tap of 667s. I think I'm going to end the stream here soon. If you guys have any questions or anything for me, please feel free to drop them now. I went a little bit extra in the stream because I don't think I'm going to be streaming tomorrow because I have to take care of some stuff. But I wanted to make sure we at least got this done. And we got to do the... I'm not joking. If you have time at any point this week and I'm not here and you just need some background noise, please waste your time on this one. This one here is something I think a lot of us need to go back through and review, myself included. There's a lot of really good stuff in here in terms of like larger time frame stuff, swing trading strategy stuff. I got through both of my scanners. I even talk about both of them for a little bit. And then like stupid early on in the video, we find a trade to get into for the swing, and it works out really well. We also go over Starbucks here before it started moving some more. We've actually seen a retest of the downside since then, which makes sense. It was kind of in need of that. But yeah, so definitely I would go through this. If you need some good background noise or something, I would 100% watch this one. It's the one with the blue dots. And I want to do more of these blue dot streams in the near-term future as well. So next week we'll probably have a couple of them. But these will be like chill streams, not as much as me. I mean, I said I wasn't going to reply as much, and then I did nothing but reply to everything everyone said. So we'll see how that actually holds up in court. But yeah, so I want to do more of these, but definitely check that out if you didn't already. I want to do more of those. And then, yeah, swing stream, government shutdown stream today. And then again, guys, if you haven't already, and you don't even have to be a member to know this, but financialjuice.com, by far the easiest thing to check. You can click this thing right here and make it just high, importance news only, update it, refresh, all that good stuff, and you'll have just kind of the important news each week. And then at the top here is honestly the most important part each day. You need to be reading your need-to-know market risk each day here. It's just nice to understand some of the basic stuff. Why are things moving in certain ways? And then the other one, briefing.com. I love this website. You don't even have to be logged in to see this. But this part right here, this is honestly my favorite part, is moving the market, just to kind of double confirm anything that might have been posted here or maybe add on to something that wasn't here. So both free resources anybody can use and take advantage of. But yeah. Have you heard that the U.S. wants to reconsider gold's worth, that it's maybe worth 20K, not 4K? What? I hope that's not real. I haven't heard of that, but I hope to God that's not real, because that doesn't even make sense. If we're doing that, then I don't want to see anybody get taxed for the next 100 years. But we can't make it without you. Great stream like always. Much love, everyone. Yeah, guys, thank you again, seriously. We always hit the like goal thanks to you guys. I really like the updates. I know we call them call-outs sometimes. It's just because I suck at speaking English, but I really do like the updates from everybody. There have been a lot of call outs, air quotes, but everybody's been doing a really good job. Seriously, I really like the updates from everybody. The letter buck core memory pull was pretty crazy. Good trades by Carter, Garden, anybody else that I saw post those reviews. Linwood, good rep. But yeah, I'll see you guys later on. Thank you guys again. Love you all. And if you have anything else, please feel free to share it in the Discord. See you guys later on.